smell bad. No, just kidding. Maybe. I hate all so much. It's hard to make him.
A few announcements before I get started. First off, the results of the Bowling Green random drug searches have come back, and Spencer Lightfoot, you have won a new flat screen TV. Please stop by the BG police station for your prize. Secondly, keep in mind that this is the first of 2 roasts this weekend. There will be a roast for Liz Robertson Sunday at 5?
5.
Sunday at 5. All of Bad Gen will be there, so you'll be able to take shots at Bad Gen, otherwise known as every conversation about Bad Gen. Also, please finally congratulate Mark on his engagement. We were all surprised to hear about it, but we all support you, and we wish you and cigarettes the very best. Well, here we are again, another year, another roast. This is actually my 4th roast. 4 roasts, that's more than semesters of school I finished. But it's a great turnout, seeing so many friendly faces, and Seth. Since I've done 4 roasts in 3 years, a lot has evolved, and I didn't really know how to approach this roast, because when I started doing roasts, I was virtually unknown on campus, and I could afford to be meaner and crueler. But now that I have so many friends here, I didn't know if I should approach this with more caution and care. Then I thought, I'm leaving. So, fuck it.
Finally?
Now, you have to finally go and fuck someone. Literally, half my set is about you being forever alone. Is Mark still short? Because otherwise, I've got like 2 jokes and I'm done. Apparently, you've really grown as an improviser, and I can see that you've gained a lot of things from Mark, such as a shitty taste in men. No, I'm happy for you and Seth. I just don't see it lasting because you're not really his type. You're not inflatable. Just be sure to learn from your parents' mistakes. Use birth control. I'm not saying Natalie is unbearable, but she joined the Shatners in the fall of 2012, and I was gone by spring of 2013. Her personality is so toxic. When she enters a room, people are like, "Could you do that outside?" Hannah's here. We all know you aspire to be the next Tina Fey, but you're not that funny. If I were to compare you to someone of your caliber, you're probably the next Clayton Lutz. Paige of Lady Parts is here. Lady Parts, for those of you who don't know, is BG's all-female improv team. They do comedy, I guess. Did you even have auditions, or did you just like check for Adam's apples and call it a day? Paige and Hannah, thank you for getting up here and giving it your best shot. There was so much gangliness on stage, Ryan just about came in his pants. I think you guys have potential as roasters, but really it should only be one person roasting at a time, so that's why I feel like we should take the best parts of Paige and Hannah and combine them into one person called Hannah McDonald. Sorry, Paige, this is a Shatner roast, and you need to be at least sleeping with a Shatner to participate. I don't care how many no-name bases you've gotten to. Well, I know Spencer doesn't fit into the Shatner sleeping with the Shatner category, but we needed more people of Mark's stature to make him feel more comfortable. Spencer constantly sounds like he's on the verge of a crying fit, and when he speaks, I want to cry too. You have the face of a child and a skill set to match. He's a member of Bad Genetics, a group that, from the looks of them, kind of takes their name to heart. They're Bowling Green's premier long-form team. If you've never been to one of their shows, they are great. Okay, let me rephrase. If you've never been to one of their shows, great. You remain untainted. Speaking of taints, Seth Edwards. Oh, and by the way, just because you can't make someone orgasm doesn't mean that every woman can't orgasm. It's just you. I'm sorry. But Seth is one of those people that you can't underestimate. You can't take him lightly. You are full of surprises. You surprised me when you auditioned this year. Really surprised me when you got a call back. But no, you made it on to Bad Genetics, so that's great. You'd think with so many talented people they'd get a 6th season. Oh no, wait, that's my notes on Community. Bad genetics. Do you guys still have Casey Tony?
Yeah.
No? Matt Allard? Dustin Meadows? No? Ryan's here! For those of you who don't know, Ryan's Jewish. Now, I could choose to make some Jewish jokes, but I'm not going to board that train. So many people went before me, so it's kind of a bit of a master race to get there. And all these types of jokes can be a gas, but there are 6 million of them. And some of them can get pretty nasty. So right now, we just have to concentrate on what's important, then we can hit the showers. Am I right? Seriously, Ryan, you gave a great set. What internet site did you take it from? I'm kidding, you can't read. Jewish, dyslexic, and a redhead, you walk into a bar, that's a joke already. You're practically qualified for the Special Olympics. Tom is here. Tom, this is his first year on the Shatters, guys. I'm so proud of him. I remember seeing you last year on No Name Basis. I'm glad this year you decided to switch it up and join a comedy team. You know, I'm sorry, No Name, but you know you're really bad when someone sees Clay as a better option over you. I see John Waller managed to crawl out of his flask. It was so nice to see an unattractive, depressed, shitty stand-up comic roasting an unattractive, depressed, shitty stand-up comic. Now, John might be defined as some as a pessimist. I disagree with that, because a pessimist looks at a situation and only sees the negative. John looks at a situation and only sees a way to kill himself. John, you won the lottery. You won $12 million. Great, after I fail this test, I can shove hundreds down my throat to suffocate myself. Seriously though, John, don't kill yourself, but, or at least not yet. We haven't found a safe spot to bury your liver. Clay, you've already been indirectly roasted. I'd like to move on, since you've already been the butt of 2 of my jokes. I'd like to, but I can't, because rule of 3s, motherfucker. Did your parents have any children who actually lived? Clay, if my dog looked like you, I would shave his ass, make him walk backwards, and then I would take him out back and shoot him. Because I can't bear the thought of any living creature being as ugly as you. And now, for the man of the hour. As long as the hour is 4 and the minute is 20. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are looking at here is a new breed of human. He has the reflexes of a sloth, the agility of a hippo, and the fashion sense of a gay blind man. First of his family to be born without a tail. He was raised in captivity for 18 years, then released into the wild where he was promptly run over by a truck, tossed into a discount fabric surplus store, beaten over the head with a bag of rocks, then enrolled as a student in bowling. Mark has been a Shatner for 3 long, horrible years, and the years are seriously showing. But you've been one of the powerhouses of the team, and when I think of the great Shatners of the past, I see them in you. I think of Michael Ferraro, John Gosling. I see them in you. Just as Liz has seen them in her. Now, you and Liz really do make a cute couple for 2 people who look the same. Liz, you're dating one of the better-known comedians on campus. Your parents must be so proud. Please give my best to them. I don't know your parents personally, but I'm assuming that they're Peter Pan and Ronald McDonald. Mark has shown his influence in the Shatners during his time here, and last year took Natalie under his wing as his protege. Protege, for those of you who don't know, is a French word meaning that when Natalie does something funny, Mark gets to take the credit. Luckily, those instances are few and far between. It's really adorable trying to watch Mark do improv. It's like watching a dog run into a glass door. I'm assuming you also ran into one of those, that's why your face is so flat. Mark likes being in control. Last year, he auditioned to be director of the Shatners and lost to Clayton Lutz. And that is the only time Clayton Lutz will ever be the right choice. I know how much you wanted to be director, as evidenced by your dressing like a pompous asshole. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. And it's a good thing, too. Last time you had control over a group of Shatners, it was the college improv tournament, and look how far that got. I spoke to Ryan after the Shatners said he was considering transferring to the Wheaton College men's basketball team. And don't go blaming Clay for how badly that you guys did. You had nothing to do with it. You were the conductor of that train wreck. You had a dream, and you made that dream a reality, and then you watched that dream get stabbed in a back alleyway by the members of Drop-In Science. Mark, apparently trying to corner the market on all kinds of bad comedy, has been doing stand-up almost every week at Grumpy Dave's. He's trying out this new style of comedy. It hasn't caught on yet. It's this weird foreign name. I'll try to pronounce it right. Not being funny. Seriously, last time I saw you at Grumpy Dave's, you spent your whole 4-minute set being depressing and sad. Some would say you copied John Waddle's bit. I disagree. I say you copied John Waddle's life. I'm not saying Mark makes good choices. After all, out of all the majors and minors that BGSU has to offer, you dabbled in the 3 that would end up with the same outcome. Waiting tables at Big Boy for the rest of your life until you die in an apartment surrounded by crusty socks and old copies of High Times. But you did make the choice to audition for Shatners, and you did make the choice to bond and connect with me, and you will always be one of my closest friends, and I'm going to miss you next year. Also, I have this. What?